doesn't it doesn't work. Oh.
No? Okay. I'll send you the link later. Hi, good morning, everyone. I am live again, but this time I am not alone because I have Cheya with me. Okay, to those who are new on my page, my name is Melissa. I am a parent of two, originally from the Philippines, now living in Canada. And aside from the digital business that I have beside from helping busy professional and parents to create an extra income online as well without sacrificing family time. We have a full service restaurant. I am at the restaurant right now. Our operations is at like 11 a.m. and it's only like 9:48. Cheya, you are going to help me. Please introduce yourself first.
Hey, you guys. Okay, I am Cheya. I am a very young mom of 4 kids under 6. I'm from Alberta, Canada. However, we knew we needed like a more adventurous life, and we only ever get this one life, and our kids are only young, and we're only young for so long. So we actually moved to Vancouver Island so we could do a lot more adventuring and to be on the ocean. So that's where we are now. I never thought I would homeschool, but that is the path that was given me, and we're just making the best of it. And so I run my digital business amongst the crazy chaos of all of them. I even have the baby on my lap right now. He's trying to press buttons on the
Good
computer.
morning.
So that's a little bit about me.
No, it is so nice because you are young. I know. And you know what? Lucky you because you came across. I don't know. You could tell me later on how you came across with this business. But to me, it's like every time I see moms dropping off kids at the daycare, I would like to like tell them, "Hello, I have an opportunity," because I was not able to do that before with my kid. I always have to go to work, and it's either she didn't go to the daycare, but it's my husband's and my time. We switch schedule because I work at the hotel, so we have like a 24 hours schedule, so I can pick a schedule that would fit perfectly on his schedule so we could take turns on looking after my child, right? And now that we have a restaurant, my second kid goes with me here at the restaurant. So good thing it's my company, right? Because if not, I won't be able to bring my kid too. But for you, imagine you're a stay-home mom with income.
Yeah.
And you're not going to miss any milestone with your kids. Did you
Yeah.
look for an opportunity like this, or how
So,
did you come across?
um, so when I say young mom, I mean young mom. I'm a teen mom. And when we got blessed with our first, my spouse and I, high school sweethearts, we come from big families, and we're like, well, if we have one, we got to have a whole bunch, and they need to be close together because I'm the youngest of a bunch of age gaps and he's the oldest of an age gap, and we're like, we don't want that. But being young and not established in the world like I was, when I graduated and I received my diploma, my oldest was 2 months old. So I was pregnant, summer of grade 11 going into grade 12. And it didn't stop me. I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. If anything, it gave me more drive because now I have someone looking up to me, someone that needs me. But the reality of expenses, I ended up going back to work when he was 6 months old. Are you singing? um,
Let
and
him
it
sing.
was
It's annoying.
devastating. It was so hard. And just like you, we didn't do daycare, but I relied a lot on family. So my spouse would wake up around 4, leave for work. I would be with my son just in the morning. And then my mom would watch him for a couple hours in the afternoon to evening while I went to work. And I worked around 1 o'clock to about 10. By the time I got home, sometimes it was like 10:30, sometimes 11 if something happened. I was a youth worker with absolutely love the kids there, but there was a lot to it. It was a very emotionally it was a very difficult job, especially being young and basically the same age of all these
Oh,
kids.
yes.
They had a lot of things in their lives, a lot of trauma and struggles, and it was really hard on me. Um, but I'm grateful that I was given that job. But the point is, my son was 6 months old, and I only got to see him in the mornings for a very short time, and it was rushed because I did part-time work from home and then the rest there because I was in charge of creating programs and doing all the data and all the things. And so when I was at home, I actually wasn't present with him. I was constantly like in my head about work. And then I would go to work and I would come home and he would be sleeping. My spouse would be sleeping, which means I didn't get to see my spouse at all. And if he was awake when I got home, he'd be like, "Okay, good night." Like he'd be like crawling into bed and I'm like, "But I want to hang out with you." It was really hard. But like I said, we wanted a bunch of kids. So while at that job, we started trying for my second. And it was it was a tough pregnancy. It was a great pregnancy, but emotionally it was really tough because of the job. And I was just like, I kept looking around and I saw everything I didn't want. I'm like, why is everyone struggling? Why is everyone so upset? Why is everyone in like this rat race that isn't taking them anywhere? And then I connected the dots. It's because we're all employees. You're not going to get anywhere if you're an employee. You're always going to have to answer to someone. You're always going to have to like check the box for someone else. Even if you have passion in your job and drive in your job and you're making a difference, good, great, that's exciting. We do need employees. But you're never actually going to be in charge of your time. You still have to ask for vacation days. And sometimes you have to take days off and not get paid. And I'm like, that's not what I want. So when I was pregnant with my second, I started looking online. I was like Googling everything. I'm like, how to make money from home, how to make money online. Everything I came across, you still needed a boss. It was like 10 hours, but you have to do these hours, or 11 hours whenever you want. But I'm still like, well, what if I can't make that? Or 20 hours, what if I can't make that? That's still someone else that's telling me what to do, telling me how much time and effort to put in. And I'm like, I can't do that. So I kept looking. It was when my second was about 4 months old that I came across this business opportunity. But here's the thing. This is how much in my head I was like, I do not want this life. I do not want to miss milestones. I do not want to miss my spouse. We were drifting apart. Our relationship was going downhill because we were never together. And we wanted this big, beautiful life. And we still do. We have crazy big dreams. People think we're kind of nuts with how big our drive and vision is. But we're like, hey, we only get this one life. I'd rather like dream so big and get close to it compared to dream so small and achieve it and not be happy. So I'm like all about the big dreams, right? So when I found this business opportunity, within the hour of finding it, I was talking to 10 different people about business opportunities. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
Wow.
I was in Facebook Messenger because like as soon as you click on one ad, right? The algorithm pops up a whole bunch of different ads. So I click every single ad that was popping up. I'm clicking and I'm doing my research, but it was ridiculous. This one girl, she's like, why do you want to start a business? And I'm like, I need to be at home with my kids. I need to be able to be in charge of my time. I would love to be able to adventure full time, travel the world. Like I explained my dream. She's like, wow, you sound so awesome. You'll be great for this business. I'm like, yeah, how do I get started? She's like, oh, it's just $50,000. I'm like, $50,000. I am a teen mom. I don't have $50,000. And she's like, okay, well, better luck next time, hun. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, that one didn't work. And I went to the next message. All these people, they're like huge investments or monthly fees. I'm like, I need something I can start that's doable. I didn't have a savings account. I had my income for maternity leave, which was half of what I was making, and I wasn't making a lot. And then my spouse was just making enough to make ends meet, right? But he was in the oil field at the time, and it was ridiculous. We never saw him. Absolutely never saw him. And this is how quick everything turned around. So that final person that I talked to, they're like, yeah, we have a free info session. I'm like, okay, doing my research, watching the free info session. At this point, talking to all those people, it was 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, I'm still going hard. I was sitting on the couch with my 4-month-old, and I'm like looking at all the things. I watched the info session, and then the next day it was Tuesday. So we have it live every Tuesday, Thursday, right? So I watched it live, and then I paid the small one-time program fee because I'm like, it's refundable. Hey, good morning, kiddo. If I need to, I can get a refund. So I paid it. Here, just one sec. You chat for a sec. I gotta grab the
Yeah, yes,
2-year-old.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah. With the me, I like, unlike Cheya click all the ads. While me, because I was very skeptical when I see all those streaming, I actually block them because I don't want to see them. It feels to me like selling, recruiting, so I don't like to see those videos. And in fact, I am actually not looking for opportunity because to me, I'm already okay with our restaurant business, and at the same time I thought I cannot work, I cannot add another stress on the table anymore because Gabriel is only 2 years old at that time. So I won't be able to do it. That is actually what I told my friend. I said, I cannot do that because my hands are full already. And she told me that check the pre-information because this business is actually designed for busy parents just like you, because all the trainings, all the coaching, the mentorship are going to be provided, and they are actually all recorded, and you can work at your own pace. You could start either early in the morning or late nights, a little sacrifice on that because you are building a business. So this is a business, not a design 9 to 5 wherein you could sign in and then where did he go? He's running away from you.
Ah, the 2-year-old just woke up. She needs to get breakfast. The one-year-old
Oh,
is on
okay.
my lap. We're good now. Did you want to
Or
finish the
we can make this quick. I know, right? It's so hard because, like you said, your husband works at the oil rigs, and usually they get a lot of money, right? But because I know a lot of people here too that they works at the oil rigs, and then they are
Yeah.
telling me, yeah, people see how much money I am making, but people what they don't see is the hard work I am putting
Yeah.
and missing times with my family because they usually like assigned to different locations, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
So,
yes, that's literally it. So it's like the time away, but also they don't see the amount of taxes they pay. It's like, what's the point in doing the overtime if it gets all taxed, right? Like, I remember the first year Desmond
oh
made quite a bit
yes.
of money, and he's like, "Let's look at my pay stubs and my T4," and we looked, and we're like, it was over a third towards taxes. And I'm like, Desmond, that's a third of the year you could have spent with us. But it was so here's the thing. When I found the business opportunity, I'll jump back to that story. I stayed up late, I did all the research. This is how quick things
Yes.
move. We realized that
Hmm.
the oil field was not serving us. So he took a pay cut, went into
Okay.
carpentry. And this is really funny. For his
Hmm.
19th birthday, this was 2 years prior to this current moment. For his 19th birthday, I surprised him with NBA
Yeah.
tickets in Vancouver. He's never been
Okay.
to
Oh
Vancouver as
wow.
an adult. Like he was there as like a really little kid, doesn't remember it. But I surprised him.
Uh-huh.
And we flew into Abbotsford. For those of you that don't know where that is, it's just outside of Vancouver and it's a smaller airport. So when you land, you have to walk off the plane onto the ground, not into the terminal, right? So the fresh air and
Uh-huh.
like the
Yeah.
humidity hit him. These are the words he said. We got off the plane and he's like, we're moving here. And I'm like, Desmond, you've never
Oh.
wanted to move in your life. You've always wanted to be in the same spot. And he's like, no, I feel like this is amazing. We're going to move here. Okay, so the business opportunity, right? Within the
Yeah.
same time of me finding it, he got a job within 2 weeks in Vancouver, and we
Oh
lived
my
17
God.
hours away. And he's like, I have to leave in 3 weeks. And I'm like, Desmond, we don't have a house to move to. We don't have anything. And he's like, we're going
Wow.
to do this. We're young ones. Let's just go for it. We had no savings account. We had no backup plan, nothing. And we had 2 kids and we were 20. And so we're like, let's do it. He moved first. I drove down. We all drove down together. So, like the 2 kids, we made a trip out of it. The 2 kids, me and him, we drove the 17, 18 hours, stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks. Within me being in that hotel, I did the coaching call, I signed the paperwork, and I got my business set up in the hotel. And then I started my training on the drive home while driving with the 2 kids. And then I got home, I packed up the house. We stayed there for another 2 months because we talked the landlord into like finishing our lease early. We signed it for 6 months, but he's like, let's do 3 months. And so I packed up the house, packed up the kids, all while setting up my business. And my business was starting, and I started using automation while I was driving when we moved back to
Oh
Vancouver.
my God.
That's how insane it is. But that just proves to you automation, flexibility, pockets of your time. I was 20, no idea what it meant to run a business, let alone like live in the world. And I was doing this, and I haven't stopped. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. It is the best thing that has happened to me. And for those of you who have kids, whether you've experienced this or not, you know it's real. I suffered with postpartum depression with all 4 of my kids. And so in the middle of all this, I actually was in postpartum depression when I started the business, when we moved away from family, like everything was just new. And let me tell you, we lived in West Vancouver. It is so expensive. So,
Oh
so
yes,
expensive.
it is
So
expensive.
our rent, this is how crazy we were. We were just like, go for it. Our rent in where we were living in Alberta, we had 2 bedrooms, full living room, full laundry room, full dining room, full kitchen, stairs, the whole thing. A little
Mm-hmm.
bit of a yard. We were paying 1,100. Moved to
Yes.
Vancouver, the very first place we moved into, didn't realize that it was this bad or anything. It was really like the landlords were amazing, great
Mm-hmm.
experience, but the place was really run down, and we had so many problems constantly. And we had raccoons always trying to get in. It was 2 bedrooms that was really, really small together. The living room, dining room, kitchen were all in one spot.
Yes.
The laundry was like stacked at the end of the hallway beside the bathroom, 700 square feet, the 4 of
Oh
us.
my
But
gosh.
our rent was over 2,000. It literally doubled, and we're just like going for it. I have this business in my my back pocket, and I believed in it so deeply that I was like, Desmond, I got you. Like if something happens, there's the business is here. I'm gonna make it work no matter what. And I think that's the
Mm.
big thing for you guys listening. If you're looking for something, you have to believe in yourself. And not every day you're going to believe in yourself. Trust me, we're all human. We all have hesitations and doubts. But overall, you have to believe in your vision and that you are allowed it. There's like, we grow up, for the most of us, if we don't come from money or we don't come from like the respect of money, you have to have a good ideology of money. And I did not. I had this point of view where like people that had money aren't always the greatest, or it's given to them, or like it was all these bad things. And then I realized amazing people have money and they're always giving it back, and they work
Yes.
hard to make a difference in the world. And I had to really work on my money mindset. But the thing is when I changed that perspective, I was like, I'm allowed my dreams. You're allowed your dreams. We shouldn't have to limit ourselves because we think, oh, people are going to look at me wrong if I have money. Oh, I'm not going to be a good person if I have all this money and other people don't. No, if you create a life for yourself, first of all, you're helping yourself, which is important because then you can help others. You're helping your family, which is important because then you're getting rid of that generation wealth issue, right? But when you have money, you can help others. What's the difference if you're stuck broke and worrying about, oh, all these people need help? I wish I could help them. I wish I could give back. Or I have money. I can give back. I can help. And I think that was a really big thing for me is I had this dream, this vision, but there was a piece of me always holding me back because it was like, am I worthy? Should I be allowed that? And it was because of my
Mm.
money mindset. So you listening right now, is money, okay, baby, one sec. Is money your best friend? I'm serious. Like, if you were to write a letter to money, like think of money as a person. If you were to write this person a letter, how have you been as a friend? Have you been needy? Have you been like not very giving? Like if money comes and hangs out with you, you're like, stay with me. I need you. Right? Or are you like, I love you, money, and I want you to be friends with everyone. I want you to do what is best for you. I want you to come into my life. I want to spend time with you. I want to do things with you, you know, the experiences, the time with family, that stuff. But I also want you to do what is right for you. And think of money as a friend. And I think that is the biggest way you can change that money mindset, because this business is the key. But if you're
Yes.
stuck in your head, nothing's going to work, whether it's your job, this business, a different business, whatever. You have to fix your mindset first. And I absolutely love our business because we talk about mindset all the time. We have
Yes.
weekly masterminds. And even if the topic isn't mindset, mindset is mentioned every time, right? And
That's
so,
right.
like, ask yourself right now, how do I feel about money? How do I feel about my current situation? How can I change that? Is it starting a business? Is it listening to podcasts? Is it finding someone that has what you want and hanging out with them? Because you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. When I changed who I spent time with, my business changed. My mindset changed. My happiness changed. My ability to be a mother to my kids changed. So I'm sorry, I'm a talker. Can't you
No, no,
tell?
no, no. I like it. It's actually a lovely conversation because you, as a younger generation, we are actually learning from you because you have seen a lot. You have seen your grandparents, you have seen your parents. We work our ass off, but miss the milestone that we have for our children. Would you believe that I was talking to a doctor here on the same community that with us, and she said because she was on duty at the hospital, she misses her kids' first walk, first step. Her mom sending her a video of her first walk. She's at the hospital and then she told her mom, "Why you didn't wait for me?" And then of course the grandma said, "I was so excited." so so she missed that. And then when the kid grows up, she's still working at the hospital to like getting shifts here and there. And then when she's at home, like you mentioned, she's very tired already. And her daughter said, "What's the point of you being here?"
That's
Because she's
heart
not
wrenching.
spending quality time, right?
Yeah,
She's not
well,
spending quality time.
and
So
that's
it
just
is
it.
hard.
Like we're here to make a difference, and we need doctors, we need these things. And if you love your job, that's amazing. But at the end of the day, if you're building a family, if you're wanting to, okay, think of it this way. If you are 90 years old and you're on your deathbed and you think back and all you think is regrets, are you going to regret starting a business that created time to be with your loved ones? Or are you going to regret going to a job with an employer that didn't value you the same way your family does?
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
our kids, like, I have a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, 2-year-old, 1-year-old. They only get this one childhood. I can't make up for it in 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of us
Yes.
can. And I'm not saying you have to be a stay at home mom. That's not everyone's cup of tea. But you
Mm,
need to be
yes.
able to stop what you're doing and go to the recital. Stop what you're doing and go to the hockey game. Stop what you're doing when your kid's having a meltdown and just take a deep breath and hold their hands and be there with them. And you can't do that if you're spending 90% of the time at a job. And let's say you have a really fulfilling job like this doctor. That's an amazing job. Thank you, right? We need that. But you give your all and you come home and you have nothing left to give. You cannot give to your family if you can't give to yourself. And the best way to give to yourself is having time. Time is the most precious and valuable source in the world, but we're taught that it's money. And this is the money mindset. I grew up as money doesn't make you happy. Money can't buy happiness. Money can't do that. And I'm like, realizing no, money can't do any of that, but it can buy me time with family, which will make me
Yes.
happy. It can buy
You're
me
right.
vacations, which will bring us closer, and experiences that we will remember forever. I can't
Agree.
remember the statistic, but they did like some research, and kids, they remember a vacation even if it's an hour away from your home in the middle of the forest in a broken tent. We're not talking about spending money. We're talking about
Yes.
time.
Yes.
They
Yes.
remember a vacation instead of a birthday gift, instead of like just buying them something, because we tend to buy and consume because we think we can show our love that way because we don't have time to spend. And at the end of the day, it's about who you spend time with. So when you're 90 years old and you're on your deathbed, you're going to remember all the things you did with your family. And if you have none of those memories and only your office, only your job, then I'm sorry. I just,
Yeah,
maybe, yeah. So it's
shocking.
sad. And like you said, you're like, when you go to drop off at the daycare, you're just like, I want to share it with everyone. That's literally how I feel. But not everyone is ready to take that on. But the best thing we can do is share and then let people decide for themselves.
Yes, you're right. That is why I tried every day. I try to go live just to share the business opportunity. Whoever wants to check it out for yourself. You know what they said? Many are called, but few are chosen. So you could see it, but only few people will click on take that first step, right? It's and like you said when you mentioned money matters. Okay, we are not after with the money, but what the money can give us, right? Like you said, that time we have a business owner as well in the same community. They work at the social work organization, so they met a lot of people who are actually not as fortunate as us. So herself, she tightened herself as well. When she goes to the grocery, there's one time that she went to the grocery and she wanted to have this cookie. But this cookie is so expensive, and she's thinking that if I get this cookie, at the back of her mind there are lots of people who they help that doesn't even know what cookie tastes like. But then she said, I really want to have this cookie. So she said, okay, I will buy this cookie. She put it on the cart, on her cart, and then she said she felt differently because she gave herself that cookie. And then she realized that if I earn more money, I can help those who doesn't know what cookie is. I can share that to them. The feeling of me excited because I have this chocolate cookie, I can now share it with them because I can buy more of it because I will create extra income without touching my savings. So imagine that is what we are trying to get in here, right? And like you said, the milestone, how many parents I have met here, we are at the restaurant, they're buying food to go because they don't have time to cook for their family already. They're tired. But like I said, how many is going to check the opportunity? Only few people, right? Only few people are going to check the first step. Okay, Cheya, and any last words? I know it's a great conversation, but I know, of course, the kids' help needs you now
Last words. Oh, what could I choose? Like I said, I'm such a
a
talker.
lot.
Yeah, basketball. Do you want to go play
Once
basketball?
breakfast too,
Okay, go
right?
play
You will
basketball.
prepare breakfast.
Okay, last words. Oh, so at the end of the day, no one can build your business for you. No one can go to your job for you, but they can encourage you, inspire you, let you see the light in yourself. And you have to look within and ask yourself, in 1 year, in 5 years, and 10 years, am I going to be happy with the current situation I'm in right now? If I don't change anything and I live this same day on repeat for the next 1, 5, 10, 20 years, will I truly be happy? And if the answer is no, something has to change. Why won't you be happy? Is it because the way you're spending your time? Is it because you don't have hobbies? Is it because you are feeling guilt of dropping your kids off, missing the milestones, missing the first time walking, the first words, all of that? Is it because you are feeling burnt out? You feel like you cannot do this anymore and that you're not getting ahead. Ask yourself, what is wrong with my current situation? And then ask yourself, how can I fix it? 9 times out of 10, probably 9.99999, it's going to be earning online. And there's a million things out there. I won't lie to you about that. This is not the only thing. There's a million things out there. However, I've tried a couple things. And I know people that have tried a million things. Someone in the business, she's an amazing mom. She has tried so much stuff. And then that was like while she was pregnant. And as soon as her baby was born, she's like, I can't do anything with a kid. It's impossible. And she's like, I need something that works with kids. This business is that. So if you're looking for
Yes.
flexibility, automation, all the things, this is that. And the only person that can make it happen is you by registering for a free info session and doing your due diligence. Once you pay that one small time program fee, fully refundable within 30 days, so it's risk free. You get added to our community. In there, you will see people around the world, not just Canadian, not just US, around the world using our Canadian built system. Okay. And they are creating change for themselves. Just one second to see. Whether it is retiring early, like these sisters in the business, I absolutely love them. You know who I'm talking about. Um,
Yes.
they I like am always inspired by them. They're sisters. The one was getting out of a divorce, I believe, right? I can't
Yes,
remember.
yes.
The one was
Yes,
getting out
yes,
of a
yeah.
divorce, and she was not in love with her job. It wasn't serving her, and it was like minimum wage. She was like hardly making ends meet. And the other sister was a mom that had to go to work, that had to do the daycare, and she's like, I don't want this anymore. They now make, what did they say? 3 times the amount they used to make in 1 year.
Yes.
And they have just this
Yeah.
past year gone on like 3 trips as a family, as sisters, and then solo ones. The
Mhm.
lady that came out of a divorce, she's gone on like 2 solo trips, like different countries. Just her.
Yes.
She went to one and rented a van and stayed in the van and traveled around in the van with her laptop because she could run the business wherever. And then they come home and they go to the mailbox and they cash their checks and they're good. The other one is a stay-at-home mom and does whatever she wants. And it's all because they saw something in themselves and they believed in this system. Because as soon as they paid that program fee, they joined the community. They watched our videos that explain who we partner with, how you get paid, our compensation plan, which is patented, which means it pays out like nothing else in the world. Trust me, that was
Yes.
my big seller. I'm like, this is it. And the fact that you pass it down to your kids, I'm like, is this real? Like, there's no way
I
this
know,
could be real.
right?
I was a bit
It's
skeptical, right? And then
it's
I
like
was
it's
like,
too good to be true, but it's true.
but it is true. That's why I was
It's
like,
true.
that's why this is my last words. Do your research, do your due diligence, get in the community, check it out, snoop all you want, scroll, reach out to people, be like, hey, is this real? And we'll be like, yeah.
You know, that's true. That's true.
It's true. Like, if you don't believe us, do your research. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah.
If you're like a little bit like interested or a whole bunch interested, the only thing that you can do is check it out. Do your due diligence and honestly look like, okay, once I get into this community and I look at all this, ask yourself, will the future me in 10 years be able to do this and create the life I want? Because we have seen people retire within a year, 2 years, 3 years. We have seen people quit their jobs and travel the world. The one gentleman, he had 3 jobs when he started this business. Within, what was it, the first year, first 15 months, he quit one of them and then he quit
Yeah.
the other ones. And how long has he gone home to the Philippines? Like 9 months or something, 6 months.
All
He has been
right.
in the Philippines with his family, even though he moved to Canada, I believe, right? In Alberta, I
Mm,
think.
yes,
And all because of this business. He was literally working 3 jobs. He did not have a life. He was stressed. And seeing a picture of
yes.
him when he first joined the business to now, he looks like a
Right.
different person because, like, when your stress levels decrease, your like physical body, your emotional health, it's amazing. So, my last words added 10 minutes. Do your diligence, check it out. We could talk all day long, but at the end of the day, it's you that has to take action. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. I'm going to be quiet now and sip and drink my coffee while you end this amazing live because, like I said, I talk too much. So thank you.
You know, the first day that you started the business, you are already excited without knowing all of it yet already, right? And then now that you are already inside, you have seen how great the business is. I was very skeptical when I started. Like, again, I did my research, I did my due diligence, I check it out, I check everything, and until now, it's a mind blowing that there is a business like this. Imagine when I started this, I have a 2-year-old kid as well and a full service restaurant, and I can manage to do it. And the busy day of sale here on the restaurant, one sale on the online business, it it tops what I and being at the restaurant reaching that sale in a day, we're crazy busy. We're running around like
And the
at the
sale on the
online
business,
business,
yeah, you're probably
yeah,
chilling with your kids on your lap, right?
exactly. Or you're on the vacation. Okay, like I said, Shea and I could talk to this all day. If you are not going to take action, you won't see what we are talking about. You won't know why Shea is so excited. I'm still like mind blown on that this business is happening. I am just thankful that I also jumped in with a skeptical mind and I said I check it. I check first the legality. I don't want to drag my name on something that is not aligned with my values, and of course, your protection, your name as well in your family. Again, Cheya, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You could type your website if you want
Oh
because
no,
yeah,
it's all good.
no, you're
We'll
good.
figure it out.
Okay.
The
Oh,
last thing I want to say is take action. If a teen mom who has now got 4 kids under 6, homeschooling, no experience in the real world, can start a business in the hotel room, I'm sure you can too. Okay.
that is such an inspiration. Actually, I kudos on you on doing all that. It's crazy, but you manage everything on. I don't know, like loss of words on how am I going to describe you. But congratulations to you, and I'm so happy for you because you're witnessing your kids growing and milestone. There are so many parents that they don't have that privilege and luxury. And imagine you are with your kids and earning income anywhere you go. That's kudos on that. Cheya, thank you so much. Hi to the little one. Breakfast time. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.